Hey everyone, welcome to the next video in this microprocessor 8085 lecture series. In today's video we will learn about a instruction set, that is the arithmetic group in 8085 programming. But just for a quick recap, in previous video we have learned about data transfer group, right? And there were 16 instructions. I've just written them for a quick review, that MBI, LXI, move, LD, STA, LDAX, STAX, LHLD, SHLD. These are the implied addressing modes, which are quite tricky. I think you remember all of them. From today's video, in today's video, we will learn that how arithmetic operations can be performed, like which instructions are used for performing arithmetic operations. When I say the word arithmetic, I'm sure that certain operations came to your mind, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, right? But obviously you should know that multiplication is nothing but repetitive addition, and division is nothing but repetitive subtraction. So the basic two operations are addition and subtraction. MUPI 8085 has those instructions which are related to addition and subtraction only, and with the help of those we can perform more complex instructions too. So now whatever happen in addition, the same thing goes with subtraction also. Just this these two keywords are different. So I have listed the 18 instruction in such a way that you could read it like as if you are comparing the two instructions, so it's better for memorization, but do it as yourself. There is no restrictions. However you find it comfortable, do it. So the first instruction and the most easiest ones are, first, add register name. You know that in 8085 automatically whatever operations we performed, the result gets stored in accumulator, right? This is why the name is accumulator. It accumulates the data. So when we write that add register name, this means, see, when you are doing a addition, obviously you need two numbers. When you are giving one register name, this means that one number is stored at a particular register, suppose B, but we need another number too, maybe. So where it could be? Obviously it is in accumulator. So whenever this syntax is add register name, this means the value in A register plus the value in the register you mentioned, both the addition will get stored in accumulator. Say for example, add B. First maybe there is a number in A register which is maybe 03, and in B it is 92, sorry, it's a hexadecimal number. So so what the result will be? A plus B stored in A. 0 plus 3, the result is 92035. Okay, so the result will get stored at A. Clear? Same goes with subtraction. Sub register name. So the operation behind it is A will get the value from A minus register, the value in the mentioned register. So example, sub B, sub C, sub D, sub E, whatever you want. In A there was 1 0, and in B there is 0 0. So A will hold A minus B, it's 1 0, and 0 0, it means 0 1. It will get stored here. You can take whatever you want, like 9 5 2 3 2 and 7, and so the result will get stored at A. Now I know some of you are assuming that okay, when you are adding two 8-bit numbers, the result will be of 8-bit, but there could be a carry also, like, so two 8-bit numbers can generate as 8-bit number plus a carry, like FF plus FF. So FF plus FF E and 1 F carry, right? I'm sure that you know how to do this addition. If not, then just let me show you. F is 16, this F is 16, again 16 plus 16. If we are just writing the value, so 16 plus 16 will give you, I'm sorry, F is 15, I'm really sorry. So 15 plus 15 is 30. 15 plus 15 is 30. In hexadecimal number, the base is 16. So what do we have to do? 30 minus 16, it will give you 14. Auxiliary carry 1. 30 plus 1 is 31, minus 16, it's 15, and obviously one carry is generated as we are subtracting 16 from this. So 14 is E, 15 is F, and we are producing one carry. So this is a 8-bit number with a 1-bit carry. Why I am saying this? This means whenever you are doing maybe addition or could be a subtraction, chances are there that it could produce a carry or there will be a borrow also. So whenever you are performing these type of operations, don't forget to check the carry flag, because your whole answer will be the answer that you get in the accumulator and also the bit in the carry flag. Because see, if there is something minus result came, so there is no actually minus numbers within a microprocessor, it will be a 2's complement of a number. But there could be a borrow, because if we are subtracting this, I have taken the example 10 minus FF, you know what the answer is, right? Let's just do it. 10 is 0 0 0 0. I want to perform all the binary subtraction so that you can understand it better. 1 1 1 1. If it is just because it is smaller and it is greater, obviously the result will come in negative number. But what will happen here is 1 1 1 1. Sorry. It is 0 minus 1, which is 1, borrow 1. Again 0 minus 1 is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, but carry is being produced 0. Same goes with 0, carry 1 0 1. 1 minus 1 is 0, 0 minus 1 is 1 with a carry. Again 0 minus 1 will be 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, but carry 0, carry 0 0, there will be a carry. Sorry, in subtraction it is we told it as borrow, right? Because this is the 2's complement of the result. Here is the result of 1 0 minus FF, but there is also, so this 8-bit number will get stored in accumulator, but the borrow will get stored in the carry flag. Yeah, because in microprocessor, carry or borrow both use the same carry flag. So whenever you do an operation, don't just check the accumulator, check the carry flag too. In subtraction also, suppose FF plus 1 0, it's F, and this is F plus 1 means 16. So 16 minus 6 will be 0 plus carry 1. So this is ACC and this is carry flag. This is why I'm spending some minutes at this. Don't forget what I said, that whenever you're performing addition or subtraction, the result will be on accumulator, also in the carry flag, the carry bit or the borrow bit. Okay. Next, I hope you remember that within a processor or within a computer, a data can be stored either in registers or in memory location, right? So if we have to perform some operation, we have to gather the data from these two locations, right? Like from register to register, register to memory location minus register, in this way. Okay. So our next instruction is on memory location. I hope you remember what is M. M holds the data in the location pointed by HL pair. So whenever you see a M, first go to the HL pair. So suppose in HL pair there is 4050. So in memory location, go to the memory location 4050. You will find the data there. Now the instruction ADD-M means the value in accumulator plus the value in that location will get added and the result will get stored in accumulator. So suppose in A there was 05 and in memory location it's 03. They both will get added and the result will be 8. Clear? Same way, I am not writing doing this diagram again. Do it yourself. First, check the HL pair, find the address there, go to the memory location, see where the address is, find the data there, and now what you have to do, subtract the value of A, subtract the value 99 from the value stored in A. Okay? Let us take an example. Probably in A there will be, suppose in A I have taken FF and in from M I get 99. So what will be the result? FF minus 99, it's 6. Okay, so A will get the result 6. Clear? So in the previous examples we have seen the data was given in register in memory location. Now we know that there is something called immediate addressing mode. So in addition and subtraction also we can just give the data straight in the instruction. Like here I have taken ADI 25 and SBI 99. So this is add immediate and this is not State Bank of India. Okay, this is subtraction immediate. So add ADI 25 means A, there is no register mentioned, so first the value will get from A, the next value will get from this data. So probably A is 33 and the result is 25. Now it will be 8 and 5, so A will get the result 58 H in him. And what is subtraction? Suppose A have some result, maybe again FF. I just don't want to make this video more lengthy. And this is 99, so A will get the result 6. Clear? The next instruction is ADC register name and SPB register name. Whenever you do programming in any language, first saw the keyword and try to understand that what instruction it could be. Okay, first decode the name. ADC, addition with carry, subtraction with borrow. Why do we need this? Okay, anyone can ask you that why I should calculate the carry also. This is not my task. Okay, remember I have told something that auxiliary carry. Yeah, maybe we want to add two 16-bit numbers. Okay, so for two 16-bit numbers we need register pair. Maybe there is something BC. Okay, 1 2 4 5 and HL, say for 9009. We want our result from like add HL plus BC and then get me in the result in a 16-bit register pair, because obviously two 16-bit number will give you a 16-bit result. For that you can't hold it on accumulator, we need something else. Okay, so there I've as I'm telling you, so let me just say this. Sometimes professors ask this question in Viva, that in 8085 which register pair can be used as accumulator, and the answer is HL pair. So sometimes on the later instruction you will see that maybe only one register pair is mentioned, and if you have to operate within another register pair, that is not mentioned there. Like in our previous examples, we know that this is automatically, it is taken as the accumulator, the A register. For 16-bit, it is HL register. So now, don't focus on that. So what is it? That we have to add to these two numbers. Now, probably there is a chance if, wait, this 09 and this is 45, this is 90 and this is 12. We know how to add. First add the lower nibble, then the upper nibble, right? So 9 plus 5, it's 14. 14 means E. And this is 4, this is 2, this is 19, 11. Okay. In this case, no worries, nothing really happens, no auxiliary carry is being produced. But maybe in some case, like FF E102, something like this happens, then what will you do? F plus FF E, this is F. Here produces one carry. You know what is this, right? Auxiliary carry, I've told you. So if we want to add these two 16-bit numbers, first what you have to do? Take these two numbers in some particular register. Then there will be a result. Store this result at a register, say C, because it is lower, right? Sorry. Store this result at a register. Because it is a 16-bit number, the result will get stored in a register pair. So maybe this will get stored here, FE. Now there is an auxiliary carry. Whenever we add these two numbers, we have to add that carry too to get a proper answer, to get the right answer. Then here comes the example, here comes the instruction of ADC. How? Maybe in your A it is stored E, and you have in B it is 21. Okay, like apply the instruction and store these two data in these two registers. Now ADCB, what will happen? A0E, D is 21. Okay, and the previous carry that is being produced in this operation, the auxiliary carry, it will also get added, and then you will get your proper answer. Okay, which is 30. Okay, so the result will get stored here. Is it clear? When I'm just let me give you a quick recap. So in any case, we are adding two 16-bit numbers with two register pairs. If any auxiliary carry is produced, obviously we have to add that carry with these two registers. In that case, we can apply ADC instruction. Okay, same thing goes with borrow also. Okay, maybe we're subtracting two 16-bit numbers and there arrives a borrow. Then we have to like from this minus from this number 1, number 2, also I have to minus that number 1, like we do calculations in school. Is it clear? So SPB and ADC is applied in that case. So SPB register name means accumulator minus that register minus carry flag, and then the result will get stored at A. Next instruction is ADCM. What does that mean? Add with carry, and there is memory. So in the previous example there was register pair, and in this example it is memory. It is the result is in memory location, and probably you have to add the carry with the memory also. Okay, so I don't think that I should give any more examples. You should do this yourself. But again, I think I should do this. Probably in A there is maybe 45, and in M from some location we have to find the data. From some location means the location pointed by HL pair. Okay, So if I get maybe 92, the result is 7 and 1 3 means A, B, C, D. Probably there is, if we are performing in such a way that within this one operation a previous auxiliary carry is being produced, so we have to add that carry. Now see, many of the students get confused here that why this carry flag is being added and all. Listen, suppose we are performing any kind of operation within a microprocessor, so and maybe you didn't refresh it, so the carry flag, auxiliary flag, they are stored as if the previous functions. Maybe if we are adding some 22 and 22, okay, or maybe we are adding just the, as I told in the previous example, the 16-bit example, 9 and all. Only in the case if an auxiliary carry is being produced, you will add that to this addition, right? But maybe there is no auxiliary carry is being produced, but for your some previous work the auxiliary carry was set to 1. In that case, this is not applicable. When we are using, like, it will not get calculated automatically. If we are applying this instruction and within this particular operation, if any auxiliary carry is being produced, only then this instruction will get applied. Same goes with SBB. Okay, you have to subtract the value of A minus M, then the value of carry flag. The next example is add carry immediate. Okay, in this example, 25 plus accumulator's value plus carry flag's value will get added and the result will get stored at the accumulator. These instructions we are learning so that we can apply it further in our programming. Okay, say for example, if in A there was something like 90H and our data is given, right, which is 25H, and the carry flag was on 01. So after applying ACI 25H, the result will be like 5, 9, 11, it's B, it's 1, it means 6, B. The result will be B6H and this will get stored in accumulator. In the same way, if we are doing SBI, which means subtract immediate with carry, in subtraction it is borrow, but obviously you have to write carry flag because this is named as carry flag. So then it will be A minus that data minus carry flag. So this was our addition and subtraction operations till now. Now we have to see some increment and decrement operations like INR register, DCR register. If we do INR B, this means that if there is a value and in B, suppose 11, this will now incremented by 1, B plus 1, and now the value will be 12. In the case of decrement, it is DCR B. So in B it was 11, after DCR B, B will transfer to 10. Clear? Now INX register pair. Register pair means a 16-bit number. So H and L 1, 2, 3, 4. If we do INR plus 1, this means 35, 12. And if the decrement, this is DCX register pair, the value now it will be 1, 2, 3, 3. I hope you get this. Next instruction is INR memory and DCR memory location. What is this? Now don't get stressed. M, what is M? M holds the data pointed by the location pointed by the location of HL pair. So in HL pair there is some value, say 5000, as it's a 16-bit number. In memory location this is 5000, there will be a data probably 99. When we do INR 9, what should be your answer? Let's see. Is it like we have to increment the address? No, we have to increment the data stored in that address. So after INR M, the result will be 99 plus 1. 9 plus 1, it's 10, A, and as it is 9. Same goes with DCR, the 99 will get 98. But it is a bit tricky because sometimes people thought that you have to increment the address, which is wrong. Because M means that you have to, the data is being pointed, and that we have to get the address from HL pair. Okay, so this was increment and decrement. Simple instructions. INR register, DCR register means increment register or decrement register. INX and DCX, X means register pair. I have told this maybe 10 times in the previous video. This means you have to increment the value in the register pair, and DCX means you have to decrease the value in the register pair. So this was the simplest instructions in the arithmetic instruction group, which is probably 18 instructions, total 18 instructions. Now there are 2 more instructions which are a bit difficult, but they are like, it has huge applications, so it will take a little bit time. Get relaxed, take a deep breath, and then study. Now it's time for the next 2 instructions. Now it's time for the 19th instruction, which is DAD. What is DAD? DAD is used when we want to add, it's double addition, which means 16-bit addition. If we want to add to 16-bit numbers, we have seen that we can do this by adding the first these 2 registers, then then we can add the D plus H plus the carry register, and then get the result. But itni mehnat kisko karni hai? We can just do some there is an instruction which is called DAD. But as I've told you, the instruction looks like this: DAD D. You know that DAD can only applicable on a 16-bit register pair. So accumulator can't be used, it's 8-bit. So here the accumulator is used as the HL pair. I've just told you 5 minutes before, I think. So what the instruction does is add the value of HL with the register mentioned here. See, D means obviously DE. So what the instruction does is HL plus DE, then store the result at HL. Like here was HN 12, 13, and this is 11 and 0, 1. So add them. This is 3, 2, and first obviously lower nibble, then the higher nibble. This was at least simple, DAD. But you have to understand something, that sometimes the professors ask this question in Viva, like which register is used as accumulator, which register pair is used. The answer is HL. And what is the full form of DAD? And why we use this instruction. If it is a register pair, why X is not mentioned? Because you know that there are rules, but within rules there is also common sense. This instruction can only be applicable in a 16-bit register pair. So apply this according to that. Now sometimes, you know what, the examiner asks that maybe in HL there is a value like 1020. They told you that just do multiplication, HL's value into 2. So the student gets confused that I have to do a 16-bit multiplication. Okay, that's tricky. But if you are a good student and if you are attentive in your class, then you know that if it is into multiplied by 2, this means simply HL plus HL, right? So in HL pair, suppose you have inserted your value 10, 20, you can just do it by LXI. Now what you have to do? DAD H, which means HL plus HL, the value it gets stored at HL. So HL cross 2 and HL plus HL means DADH both do the same operation. Okay, so this can be asked in your Viva questions. Don't forget to answer. So now the answer will be 2040, right? Now the last instruction, and it will take some time, let me warn you, and it is a bit tough, but just don't by heart it. Listen to this, get all the logics clear, you will find it is the most interesting instruction ever. First, what is the name? DAA, decimal adjust after addition. This is implied addressing mode. See, there is no register, there is no value, there is no address, only DAA. Then what, in which case we use this instruction? First, think that you are a layman and maybe we want to go to a shopping mall, then we want to buy some things. When we do this, we probably have bought some 99 plus 10 short of these are the prices of your belongings. Now you calculate them, right? Then you will get some answer. When calculation is happening in a computer, I'm sure that you obviously seen in shopping mall and all, within a processor every number is hexadecimal number, but we have given you decimal numbers. We want the result in decimal numbers too. How this could be happen? In this cases, DAA comes to the scene. You have given two decimal numbers. The result will be something like 9 and A, because 9 plus 1 is 10. In 10 hexadecimal, 10 is A. But in real life, we don't deal with such data. It's absurd for us because in real life, we deal with decimal data. So, after this addition, if DA is applied, we will get our result in decimal. Okay, so how this and the inner architecture behind this instruction, that how does it work, I will show it to you. So first understand, only if there is any addition and that addition is on decimal number, because this is for us, for real life customers, we want to operate on decimal numbers. If something addition happens in decimal numbers and we also want the result to be in decimal numbers, but see, there is, you know what is happening, the customer is giving two decimal numbers, he wants the result to be in decimal numbers, but within there is a process called computer who only deals with hexadecimal numbers. So he will think that these are hexadecimal numbers. Now he will perform some addition and the result will be also in hexadecimal number, but we don't want it, we want it as decimal. So then DAA will be applied. As we know that accumulator is a 8-bit number, obviously the result gets stored in accumulator by default. You know that this is 8-bit number, this is byte, right? So first 4 bits are lower nibble, the next 4 bits are upper nibble. In DAA, maybe, see this, actually this example is not correct in this case. I have taken this just to show you what is auxiliary carry and what is carry flag. Suppose FF plus FF, this is E, this one is being generated, this is called auxiliary carry, and after FF plus FF the result is F, also there is a carry. Just remember this. Don't apply this in DAA, right? Because I've just told you that DAA is applicable only on decimals. If is hexadecimal, whenever there is a character, this is a hexadecimal, we can't operate on that. Just for the sake of auxiliary carry and carry, I've taken this. Now what is your operations to be done in DAA? In accumulator there will be a value of 8 bit. Upper nibble, lower nibble. First, what we have to do? Addition. Say for just take some easy examples. I'm not getting tricky now. 20h plus 40h. For you, these are only 20 and 40. For the computer, it is in hexadecimal. So the result will be 0 and 6. The accumulator stores the result 0 and 6, give you 60. You happy? Done. Now, if in any cases this doesn't work, maybe you have to operate on large numbers. What can you do? What I mean by large numbers? We can only operate on decimal numbers, right? What is the largest decimal number? 9. Single digit 9. But as in 8-bit numbers, it could be it is 99 and 99. Then the rule is first check lower nibble. If lower nibble is greater than 9 or any auxiliary carry is being produced, then add 06 to the number. Let's take examples. 2322. 3 plus 2 is 5. 2 plus 2 is 4. H same in decimal, same in hexadecimal also. So this is correct. No DI is needed here. Next example. 2922. Which result do you want? 9 plus 2 is 11. 3. We want 51 as for decimal numbers. But what the processor will produce? 9 plus 2, 11. 11 means B. 2 plus 2, 4, B, H. Is this what we want? No. Why? Because there is a character. So what you have to do? First check. Is the lower nibble is greater than 9? Yes. Add 06. 0 plus 6. B plus 6. Do this. B is 11. 6. It's 17. In hexadecimal addition, what you have to do? You have to minus this 6 and it will be 1. Then generate a carry. So first this 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. Another way of doing this. So B plus 6, right? C, D, E, F. What is what then? 1, 0. Then 1, 1. 1 is here. Another one goes to this. 4 plus 1 is 51. Did you understand? Let's take another example. Something like 27 and 35. Which answer do you want? 7 to 12, 3, 62. What result will we get? 7 plus 5, it's 12. A, B, C. C and 5. Okay. So 0, 6. Because C is obviously greater than 9. So C is 12, 12, 9, 21 minus 16, 5. Carry is being generated. Just a second. I'm sorry. 12 plus 6 is 18 minus 16 it's 2. Carry is being produced. So it's 5 plus 1 it's 62. So the result we want is 62 in decimal and what we get is 62, right? So both are same. Taking another example. Suppose 29 plus 29 is 9 plus 9 is 18. This is 4. So it's minus 16. It's 2. Carry is being produced. 4 plus 1 is 5. 52. But in decimal the result should be 58. So when we are getting wrong, first, is lower nibble is greater than 6? Sorry, greater than 9? No. But is there any auxiliary carry being produced? Yes. So what do you have to do? Add 6 to ln. So 2 plus 6 is 8 and now this is 58. So the answer became same. I hope you understood what happens when in the lower nibble case. But in the upper nibble time, that if upper nibble is greater than 9 or is any carry is being produced, here it was auxiliary carry, here it is carry, this one. Is any carry is being produced, then we have to add 60. Let's take some examples. Suppose 20 plus 20, it's 4h. No problem? Yeah. But maybe now 50 plus 62 say. So it's 2, 5 and 6 is 11, sorry, it's B. But you know, in our subject, in our real life, this characters doesn't work. So what do I have to do? B is greater than 9, yes, add 6. See, adding 6 to upper nibble and adding 60 to the whole number, both is same. It's 2, and B plus 16 is 11 plus 6, 17, 16 is 1, and carry. Remember I told you, this number, this 8-bit number will get stored in accumulator and this will get stored in carry flag. So when we want the complete answer, check the accumulator and the carry flag too. Let's take another example. See, more the examples, more clearer view you get. 50 plus 50. What should be the answer? 100. And what we will get? 0 plus 0 is 6. 5 plus 5 is 10, which is A. Okay, A is greater than 9. Yes. What do you have to do? Add 6. So this will be 10 plus 6, 16. 16 minus 16, 0. Carry 1. So 1, 0, 0. The whole result is 100. This is correct? Yes. So the answer is 100, and which is correct. The last example. 9999. Why? Because this is the largest decimal number. And we have to operate on decimal numbers only. So, because obviously I've told you, right, that in DA, only the addition have to be in decimal numbers. See, professors ask these type of questions that maybe you have A, in A there is 25 and in some other register there is AB. This is the value. And now apply DA. This can't be happen. Why? Because AB is a hexadecimal number and in DA only decimal numbers are allowed. So this is wrong. So please make sure that you didn't do these silly mistakes. After a decimal addition, apply DA, get the result in decimal. So first 9 it's 18, again it's 18, so minus 16 it's 2, auxiliary carry is being produced, 16 it's 2, plus 1 it's 3, and obviously as we are doing this minus 16, 1 carry is being produced. But what the answer we want? 9 plus 9 is 8 and 18, 198. First, lower nibble is greater than 9? No. Auxiliary carry is being produced? Yes. Add 6. 8, 3, 1. Upper nibble is greater than 9? No. But carry is being produced? Yes. Add 6, 0. 8, 9, 1. What is the result? 198. What result do you want? 198. Is this the same? Okay. See, microprocessor is probably the most logical thing you will see in this world. I mean, everything is logical. There is logic behind every single incident that happened in your life. So, until you didn't find the answer of your why this is happening, don't move forward. Okay? Whenever you're learning this subject, learn this efficiently. Ask questions, do these logical things, try to apply different formulas, different techniques. Like I'm doing this in hexadecimal, you can transform this number in binary and then do additions. Practice will make you more perfect. Okay, I hope you understood the whole arithmetic group. If there is any questions, ask me in the comment section, and for notes email me. I give the link in the description. And thank you.